women are marrying monkeys, men are gushing over pimples, dogs are barking at fleas, and fools are riding tigers. We should all be scared. We really should. Welcome to Wisdom of Africa, your weekly wisdom dosage. I am Karen, and in this video I'll break down 5 proverbs from Sao Tome and Principe, a small island country located off the coast of Central Africa in the Gulf of Guinea. It is the second smallest African country with a rich history of Portuguese colonization and slavery. The country is known for its beautiful beaches, lush tropical rainforests, and unique wildlife, such as the endangered Sao Tome shrew and Sao Tome giant tree frog. Our first proverb from Sao Tome says, "A man in love mistakes a pimple for a dimple." Before we get into it, did you actually know that the ancient Greeks had 6 words for love? The first kind of love was eros, named after the Greek god of fertility, and it represented the idea of sexual passion and desire. Eros involved a loss of control that frightened the Greeks, and that is what this proverb is referring to. You fall head over heels for someone so deeply that you don't see their flaws and imperfections. Instead, you only see what you find attractive about them, even if it's a small blemish. Especially in the early stages of the relationship, people tend to overlook certain aspects of their partner's personality or make excuses for their behavior, which could be potentially problematic in the future. In such situations, this proverb serves as a reminder to look past your initial feelings of attraction and infatuation and to consider whether that person is truly compatible with you in the long run. We've all been there. At the start of a relationship, everything's rosy and glory. You have hearts for eyes and your partner's quirky. They seem utterly adorable. Fast forward a few years later, and these same behaviors, they start to seem intolerable. What's happened is you've mistaken a pimple for a dimple. It brings us to our second proverb, and it says, "If money grew on trees, women, including myself, would marry monkeys." Monkeys. Some people are more interested in money than the character of the person that they marry. If money was easy to come by, people would choose to marry someone even if they have undesirable traits. This is the reality. Money is often an important factor in choosing a life partner, and some may actually compromise other important qualities for it. But don't get me wrong, marriages are complex and multifaceted, and financial stability is one of the many factors that can contribute to a successful partnership. In fact, the 3 leading causes of divorce are basic incompatibility, infidelity, and money issues. However, this proverb highlights the danger of valuing money over personal values and character. Be careful. Otherwise, you might end up marrying a monkey. And it brings us to our third proverb. And it says, "A fool's tongue is long enough to cut his own throat. Words can be a powerful tool and can either make or break a situation. A person who talks too much or says things without thinking may end up causing harm to themselves or getting them into trouble, especially in the dawn of social media, where reckless talk is likely to land you in hot water at lightning speed. To top it off, the internet does not forget. The record will always be there. So, it is absolutely essential to be mindful of the words that come out of your mouth, as they can impact our lives and the lives of those around us. For example, a person who makes a rude or insensitive comment to their boss could end up getting fired or face disciplinary action, even if they didn't intend to cause any harm. Similarly, a politician who makes false or inflammatory statements could end up losing support or credibility with the public, even if they initially thought their comments would be well received. I'm not naming names, but you can imagine who I'm talking about. In essence, this proverb highlights the importance of speaking wisely and considering the potential impact of one's words. Better to remain silent than to speak out of turn or make hurtful comments. Because, do you know why? A fool's tongue is long enough to cut his own throat. And it brings us to our fourth proverb. And it says, he who rides a tiger is afraid to dismount. Do you know what it means? That once you're caught up in a dangerous situation riding on the tiger, it becomes challenging to extract yourself, as in to remove yourself from that situation. So it's easier to continue with the current course of action. You keep sitting on the tiger, even though it may be risky or harmful, rather than stopping and facing the consequences. Like riding a tiger, it leaves you feeling trapped and afraid to dismount, knowing that the tiger might attack you as soon as you dismount. And it brings us to our final proverb, which is proverb number 5. And it says, a dog in a kennel barks at his fleas. A dog hunting does not notice them. When one is busy with an important task, they are less likely to be bothered by trivial matters, as in the fleas, meaning that if you're focused and engaged in productive activities, you're less likely to be distracted by insignificant issues. Ignore the fleas. For instance, a team leader who focuses too much on minor detail and forgets the bigger goals of a project, or a politician who gets caught up in petty controversies, instead of addressing more pressing issues faced by their country people. Yeah, in both of these cases, the individuals are like the dog in a kennel, barking at very small fleas. What's the point? And failing to notice the larger context. A fool says what he knows, but a wise man knows what he says. Did you hear me? A fool says what he knows, but a wise man knows what he says. So, if you like this video, you are going to love this one.